Hi everyone, and welcome to your weekly Pick a Card Tarot readings for the week of April 24th. If you're new here, my name is Sydney, I'm the tarot guy next door, and I use my occult knowledge and intuition to help guide you towards the life you want. I'll be doing 5 card open readings, and here are the decks that I have for you. We have the Morgan Greer Tarot with yellow calcite, the Tarot de Marseille with carnelian, and the Borderless Rider-Waite-Smith with blue aventurine. We also have 4 different oracle cards to choose from 4 different decks. So go ahead and pick which tarot deck and which oracle card resonate with you the most. It's totally fine if you're drawn to more than one. And of course you can pause this video if you need more time. As always with collective readings, take what resonates with you and leave aside what doesn't. If you want to jump straight to your reading, you'll find timestamps below. And with that, let's go right to the readings. Alright, Group 1, let's see what we have in store for you for this week. This is like a break between heavily active weeks as far as space weather goes. So let's see what we have. This is what the King of Cups reversed. Okay. With the Page of Coins reversed at the bottom of your deck. So almost all of your reading is reversed. However, the Magician and the Page do bring a glimmer of optimism. Let me just make sure that this is well framed for you. Yes, it is. Group 1, in a word, the message for you is to not beat yourself up, to be patient with yourself. I think that, and it's funny too, because the comment that I threw out just before pausing the recording was that this was kind of a calm week astrologically. However, we are in the middle of eclipse season, and I think that it's important to realize that, yes, when there is turbulence, when there are obstacles in your way, it is important to not use that as an excuse to just throw your hands up and give up. However, it is also important to keep that in mind when you wonder why it's taking so long to do the things that you want to do. Like, I think that there is cause for optimism despite the obstacles. Never forget that you are fully capable of manifesting everything that your heart desires, that you have all the tools at your disposal to do what you want to do. And just and it is that much more difficult for you to take that and harness it into something productive if you're too busy beating yourself up over not having gone further. I think that there is cause for celebration, and if you appreciate the position that you're in now and basically not panic, you can realize that the obstacles are not as dire as you might seem. I think that the Eight of Swords, where it is now, usually I use the Eight of Swords as a message of taking small cautionary steps. I have the feeling that in the position that it is now, given everything that I just covered, a good message contained within the Eight of Swords reverse is to not make mountains out of molehills and to not exaggerate. And that could be easier to do if you're panicking, you know. So just, you know, put your chin down, keep moving forward, be gentle with yourself, and realize that sometimes there are slower weeks, and that is fine. It's not you, it's them. That's a mic drop right there. All right, I'm going to thank you for trusting me with your reading. You can use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your oracle card reading. All right, Group 2, let's see what we have for you for this week. Okay. Well, this is nice. A lot of sevens. 7, 7, 7. Is this well framed for you? Ooh, awesome. Let me just make this closer. All right. Group two, I think that this week is looking optimistic, but I'm also getting a lot of mixed messages in how I'm interpreting this reading as a whole. I have the feeling that this week is going to be a week of being tested and rising to the occasion. Like the Chariot here, which I am heavily biased towards reading the Chariot as you and the Queen of Wands as someone else. I think that the Chariot is an omen of being well prepared for the challenges that lie ahead of you. And I think that the main thing to keep in mind is to make sure that you don't overspend and put the right structures in place in order to protect yourself from the things that, from the challenges that this week might throw at you. I have the feeling I'm reading the 10 of coins as a prize that's on the other side of this, but I think that again, with the Chariot being here, with the 2 sevens at the bottom of the deck and at the base of your cross here, it gives me a feeling of being in a strong position of confidence in order to advance towards it. So, oh, and the other thing, I almost wrapped up this reading without commenting on the Queen of Wands here. Don't be too proud to ask for help. Sometimes a major element of what makes a champion strong is having the right support network around them. So I know that I've been complimenting you a lot on your ability and well-positionedness regarding the week ahead of you. But remember that it's okay to call in air support. And that might be what is necessary for you for this week. But again, honestly, I feel like I have painted a picture that is not as optimistic as I honestly feel this week looks as a whole. But it's looking like, you know, we have a lot of earth, a lot of coins, so a lot of material finances. Not necessarily finances, but with the Marseille, I do have a bias towards reading coins as like actual coins. So don't read too heavily into that, but this is definitely material, practical concerns will be at the forefront for this week, group two. So, you know, make sure that you don't do anything stupid. And if necessary, there's no shame in asking for help. But all in all, you got this, and there's some potential rewards on the other side of it. Not necessarily this week, but, you know, on the other side of it, whatever that means for you. So I'm going to end that there. Thank you very much for trusting me with your reading. You can use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card reading. I'll see you there. All right, last but not least, group three. Let's see what we have for you for this week. You know the deal. I'm going to throw down all 5 cards. What I'm going to say, group one also had a reversed king in this position, but it was a different suit. Let me see. This should be well positioned for you. Yeah, that'll do. Group three, it's difficult for me to find the words to deliver this message without sounding like I want you to be paranoid. But I do have, and this was a theme that came up over and over again as I was thinking and looking at this this spread while the recording was paused. But basically, what the main advice that I would give you this week, group three, is to have your wits about you. I have the feeling that there is an increased risk of having, I I think this week is going to be a week where you're going to find out who your friends are, and I think that the main danger is to just be wary of having someone try to pull a fast one on you, and potentially someone that you've either had conflict with before, or in the scope of a conflict ahead of you this week, that where there's an increased risk of low blows being thrown, and it might throw you off your game as far as where you choose to allocate your time and attention. So I think that the clarity that you're bringing into this week is something to be cherished. However, I have the feeling that there is an opportunity for someone to throw sand in your eyes to blind you and to kind of lure you astray. So I would be wary of that and just be mindful of that. So I would say, trust yourself. And like, I think that merely giving you this warning is in itself a strong inoculation against whoever this Seven of Swords, Five of Swords, both reversed energy represents. But yeah, just be mindful of that. And the funny thing is, the Eight of Coins here, it can mean one of two things. It could either be a warning to not that you might be spending a lot of time grinding away at something that's not in your highest service, or it could be an invitation to keep grinding away at what you know is right, despite the impression that other people might try to give you. You know? Now, one thing that was clear as I was staring at these cards is that I was going to pull an advice card. So here it is. It is the King of Cups reversed. So here's the thing. Don't panic. This is a week to center yourself, trust yourself, and just like, yeah, don't be too paranoid. Just know that whatever challenges that this week faces, as long as you keep your wits about you and that you stay centered and just breathe, that can put you in a good position to see through the illusions and actually spend your time, energy, and attention where it needs to be spent on the most productive things for you. Yeah, that is a mic drop right there. So thank you very much for trusting me with your reading. If you don't want to watch me pick up your spread, you can use the timestamps to jump ahead a couple seconds. I'll see you at your Oracle card portion. All right, let's do the Oracle card stuff. Great. All right, Group A, your card is Pitcher. This is Lunar Mansion number 9. I haven't pulled this card in a while. Give me a second. Okay, you're being invited to take care of your relationships and nurture the people around you. It's either that or an invitation to be nurtured by the people around you. I have a tendency to read you as the source of refreshment for these two people under here. I got a little flustered when I pulled this card, but once I realized where the Lunar Mansion is, which is in Cancer, all of a sudden the meaning snapped into place. We have, the hugging arms here. This is a card of really nurturing your relationships and relying on the ones that you've built thus far and taking care of yourself and those around you. Now, depending on the reading I gave you, that might be mixed messages. However, if you pick this card, I have a tendency to believe that you know full well which relationships will be needing your attention and which ones would serve you. So just trust that feeling, Group A. Group B, your card is Attend to the Details, Last Quarter Moon in Virgo. So this is a wait, if the last quarter moon is in Virgo, then the sun is in Sag. So this is a it's a reminder to double check, cross your T's and dot your I's. Mercury's in retrograde this week, and this is the time to review. I think that the best plans are the plans which don't omit the small details, especially if you pulled this card. I'm reminded of the carpenter's saying, measure twice and cut once. This is the week for you to keep that mentality in mind, Group B. Group C, your angel is Zadkiel, Angel of Mercy. I'm gonna be real. The author of this deck was pretty clear that he wanted us to figure out the meanings of these cards on our own. So let me stare at this card and see what comes up. It's funny. The message behind this card isn't as unilateral as one might think, but I'll give the obvious part. This is a clear invitation to be gentle with yourself, gentle with others, and all of that great stuff that instantly come to mind when we think of an angel of mercy. However, I would like to point out that the angel does have a sword. So just keep in mind that I was reminded of the saying, mercy to the guilty is cruelty to the weak. Just remember that, yes, it is important to be gentle. It's important to not fly off the handle, but it's also important to exercise proper judgment and to, not forget that sometimes the most merciful thing to do is to call people out on their shit. However, it's a clear invitation to not lean in on that. There is an angel of vengeance in this deck, and this is not it. All right, Group D, your card is Rest. Well, this is very interesting. It's very difficult for me to read this beyond the literal interpretation of make sure you check your sleep and all that stuff. I mean, again, we are in the middle of eclipse season, so for some of you this might be a reminder that sometimes you just got to hunker down and wait for the storm to pass, and that's okay. But just make sure that no matter what you do, to not neglect your levels of personal energy. I think that's going to be really important for you, Group D. So on that note, I'm going to wrap things up. If you like this video, or if your reading resonated in any way, please give this video a like, and y'all have a great week. I will see you soon.